Right, let's turn it on. There we go. Because I just want to make sure. Yeah, it is. Is it? It's passing a little bit. Yeah, no, it's passing a lot. Passing a lot. See, just hit that. Right, we are back at a job that I came and had a look at probably a year ago. In fact, I've done a video on it. A customer of mine had a leak coming from their concealed cistern behind a tile wall, and we had to take the toilet out and we was going to fix the cistern behind the wall. However, for one reason or another, I've been busy. Tom's been very, very busy. Some of you may know Tom. He does a podcast on YouTube and Spotify called The Fozcast with Ben Foster, the goalie. He has been that busy over the last 12 months with the Euros and stuff that's been going on. We haven't had a chance to get back and sort this out properly. So finally, we're here. We've got to take the tiles off, find out what the problem is. I think it is with the cistern from memory. We've got some new boards to go up so we can board the back of it and a new towel rail to go on. And hopefully at the end of it, it's all going to be sorted out. So I'll take you in and show you exactly what we've got to do on this job. Right, welcome back to the channel. Hope everybody is doing well. Just a really quick one before we get into this week's video. I want to say a massive thank you to all the new subscribers that got onto the channel and are liking the videos I'm putting out and commenting and everything like that. I love it, absolutely love it. Thanks so much for getting involved with the channel. It does make a huge difference. While we're here, just want to let all those new subscribers know, and the ones that have been here for nearly 4 years now, this channel is sponsored by UNILITE, as you can see in the background. They sponsored the channel from near on day one. I think we were 6 months in and they started sponsoring the channel, so big shout out to them. If you want anything from UNILITE, use my code MJTIF, gets you 25% off everything. All the lights, I'll put it in the description. However, as we are going into the darker months, they've done me a deal. Remember last time we got the SLR 1750 for a cracking deal? They're doing me this one, the IL175-R, 25 quid delivered to your door. Here it is. It's a great little torch to have in your pocket or on the side of your tool bag. Anywhere you go, it's there. Magnet on the bottom there, magnet there, little clip there to clip it into your pocket or your tool bag or whatever. But we have got 3 lights on this. First one at the end, really bright. Second one on the front, got 2 of them, and then you've got another one on the back there, and it's perfect for like boilers, under cupboards. That'll stick to the side of anything, that'll stick to the side of anything. That moves around, and it's USB-C rechargeable. 25 quid delivered to your front door. Link is in the description, all the details are down there. It's as easy as that. And as I said, use my code MJTIF at UNILITE for 25% off. But grab one of these, 25 quid delivered. Perfect little stocking fillers. We've got Christmas coming up. Perfect little stocking fillers. Grab yourself one. Links in the description. Right, that's enough of the sales pitch. But I do really appreciate it. And I do get a lot of people saying, oh, you know, discount codes, selling. Everyone's winning. You're saving money. The company is selling the lights, which then allows them to sponsor this channel, and then I can make more content. It's how YouTube works. So I really appreciate it. Grab yourself one of them. Yeah, this video is an interesting one. And concealed cisterns, they can be an absolute nightmare, as you'll see in this video. So I won't waffle on now. Crack on, watch the video, get subscribed, drop a comment below. Let me know your thoughts on concealed cisterns, because I'm not the biggest fan. I really am not the biggest fan of them. But I hope you enjoy it, and I'll catch you soon. So then let me show you exactly what we've got here. Some of you may remember it. I say it was probably 12 months or so ago, but basically we've got a concealed cistern inside here. Now I think there is a leak from the cistern. So we had this off here, took some tiles off, and the original idea was we was going to come back when we could work together and get it done and take all of these off to replace or to fix whatever the leak is behind here. As I said, one thing or another, we've both been really busy. Tom's been massively busy. So this is the first chance, believe it or not, we've got to sort this out. So what I'm going to do first of all is get this board off the bottom, get these tiles off and expose the system behind here and see if we can pinpoint where the leak is. Then if we can then look at getting the aqua board on the front here, as long as we can bring that out. Otherwise we're going to have to take all the tiles off and lift the front out ever so slightly to get it flush. But we've got that to do. We've also got a towel rail to swap out, and I think it was, yeah, a rainfall shower head. Where we are, the water is really limescaley, so we've got that to do. But first of all, let's get this bottom panel off and see where we're at. So let's start off by moving this pan out of the way, give us a little bit of room to work in. Let's get the screws out, get this board off, and it's going to expose what we left behind. Now, I can't remember exactly what was disconnected behind this, so let's have a look and see exactly what we've got to do to get this back up and running. So with that front panel off, I can remember now, we capped the cold off to it. This is the feed that goes up and into the top of the concealed cistern. I remember capping that off because there was an issue from this point up to the concealed cistern. So whether it's just a nut or something that's weeping off the top, but I remember it was working its way down through there, and I think running along a joist and showing down in Tom's kitchen below. So what I'm going to do is take these tiles off. We're probably going to lose these two as well, to be honest, but it is what it is. We've got to get exposure to at least that, and then what we may have to do afterwards is maybe plasterboard, maybe board to bring it to here, and then we can put our aqua boards on that will finish there. But I want to get this sorted first. That is the paneling now all off. We took the whole lot off and the plasterboard at the back. So what we're going to do is, when I say we, it's because Dave Bishop, my chip, has just been over. We've had a look at how we're going to do it, and he's shot off to get some plasterboard. So what we're going to do, re-plasterboard this whole thing when we've sorted out the cistern issue, and then when we board onto it with the aqua board, he's going to finish with these tile trims that are there. So it's going to look nice and neat. But first of all, I think I found what the issue was originally. You can see off the edge of that plastic pipe there's a watermark, so I think it's going to be leaking from there, because I remember when we was here, even with the water on and the toilet not flushing, the leak was still coming through. So that tells us that it's before the shut off to the cistern, so it's coming through there. So what we can do is pull this out. I'll unscrew it off here, put another flexi in and reconnect down onto the plastic pipe that's down here. So we'll get the water off, get that reconnected, and then we can turn it on here, fill the cistern up and make sure it's all right. Because as I said, when the cistern was full, that is when the leak was showing. It wasn't when it was being flushed. So we know it was coming from either here or here, but I'm 100% sure. It'd be interesting, I bet that hasn't got a little insert in it. We'll check it. We'll check it and see. So with the water turned off, let's pop the speed fit cap off the top of there, and then if we disconnect this off the top, like so, and then put a whole new bit of pipe in, because I'm sure that is where the leak was. Let's pop that open and see if there's an insert in it. If you're a betting man, what would you say? Insert or no insert? Drum roll please. Here we go. Oh, there it is. There's a metal insert in there. So you can see, to be fair, it was quite loose, but I'm definitely sure that was where it was coming from. So what I'll do, I'll put a new flexi on the top there, re-pipe it down, back into the cold feed. I'll probably come the long way around with it, so it's a little bit better, there's no tension on it, and then we can get the water back on and isolate it up here. So then, with our flexi connected into the top of the cistern and then onto a bit of plastic, back into our coupler there, it's time to get the water on. So we make sure that valve there is shut off, which it is, and then go and turn the water back on and make sure that this, I'm going to probably fill, well I will do, I'll fill the cistern up as well. Just remember not to flush it because otherwise we'll get very, very wet, just to make sure all our connections are leak free. So that's the water back on now. Up to this point in the cistern, I want to fill the cistern up, but I'm just wary in case it's passing a little bit. Bearing in mind this hasn't been turned on for best part of a year, so we've got the tub there just in case we do need to catch a little bit of water. But let's turn the water on, let's fill this cistern up, and then I don't want to fill it up because I don't want us just knocking one of them when we come to do it. I've got to fill it up to test it. Right, let's turn it on. There we go. Because I just want to make sure. Oh, yeah, it is. Is it? It's passing a little bit. Yeah, no, it's passing a lot. Oh shit. Relax. See, we just hit that. Fuck. That's what I didn't want to do. Right, let's go and get that mopped up. Okay. Right, you may have just seen, I don't know if I've left it in the video or not, but I had a bit of an issue with this cistern and I knocked the valve on the top and it went everywhere, so that was a bit of a nightmare. However, in the meantime, Mr. Dave Bishop's arrived. Hi. To sort out what we're going to do here. So he's got the top half of the plasterboard on. So what I found out was this vitreous siphon was passing. So that was the original issue with this toilet. So the vitreous siphon was passing. I've turned the wash around at the bottom. Let me unclip that quickly. I've turned the wash around at the bottom, hoping that might do the trick, but it didn't. I just popped out to see if I could get another washer. Couldn't get another washer. So, funnily enough, I went to where Dave, Plum Base Dave, I went to his new place, which is called Plum Save. So we've now got Plum Save Dave. He sorted me out with a replacement Vitra valve for the grand sum of 52 quid. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of money, Dave, isn't it?
You wait till you get mine done as well.
It's alright because I'm doing some work for him. Claw it back. But like the guy said, like Dave said, get another one. I don't know anywhere that keeps them in stock. So hopefully, if we put this inside here and finally get to fill this up and it's not passing, we're all good. Because what I don't want to do is Dave to board this and to get the panels on and then replace this and find out it's still passing with the new one of them in, then it would point to an issue with the actual cistern itself, so then we'd have to change that. So let's get this in, fill that up, and hopefully it's not going to pass there. Fingers crossed, Dave.
Fingers and toes.
So I'm going to show you in real time getting these in, because they can, well, it took me ages to work out. I had to reverse engineer it to get this out, to work out how the new one goes in. So we've got our cage, clip our cage on the bottom, and then pop that in, and it sits inside the actual formed bit of the cistern. Then we have got all these pieces that need to go on. So first of all, this locking mechanism goes down the back like so this bit slides down the back here in these runners, then clips into position, which holds the bottom half of the siphon in place. Then we've got two locking pins that go one that side, well that's what I'm calling them anyway, and then one this side that holds the fill valve in place. Honestly, it's just massively fiddly for the sake of being fiddly. With that valve now, from what I can tell, in position, if we turn the water back onto it, I'm hoping it's not going to pass like it did before. Turn the water on and hope it doesn't pass through. What is going on with it? Why is it passing through like that? I don't get it. I do not get why that's passing through. I really don't understand it. Right, let's whip this back out and see if there's anything obvious that's not sealing up. So we think we've done it. Me and Dave. It's been a pain, hasn't it? It's been a right pain.
Something so simple as well.
So what we're thinking is, we think the valve's alright, so I might be able to take this one back, the world's most expensive valve. It just weren't pushing right in. It might have been my fault, or I don't know. But we think we've got it. So it worked with that one in. So we've put the original one back in. Let's turn it on and see if it's passing. I think we've got it. Touch that wood, Dave. Oh, there we go, done.
Yeah.
You all know how superstitious I am. I think we've got it. So inside there, where that valve was, I don't think it was pushing into here enough. But there's a clip on the top. I best turn that off because I don't want to fill it up too much. I'm going to leave. Yeah, there's a clip on the top that has to clip in, which is this one here. And for some reason, it wasn't locking into place. I don't know. Anyway, it seems to be all right now. It's not passing, and it must be filled up to here. But I don't want to leave it filled up because, like last time, I just touched one of them and it all let go. So I'm going to leave it for 5 minutes, make sure that's all right, and then we can get the board on here and get the plasterboard on, and then we can offer up round here what we can cut out, because it's best when we put the toilet in, it's best to leave as much as we can in case we've got to get to anything like this. I mean, this has got a sealant on it, so that'll be the next one, Dave, won't it? That'll leak when we flush it. It's just gonna. I know for a fact it's gonna.
As soon as you push the toilet back.
Yeah. So if it does, that's why we'll leave a big cutout. Some people cut just the hole for there, and there. We'll see. But I'm just glad that this bit's working all right now. So we'll get there, mate.
We will.
Right, that's the cistern now reassembled. We've put the cover plate on, or the backing of the cover plate. We've put the push rods into place. We think everything's going to be all right. We can only sort of try it when we do it. But Dave's gone down now. He's going to cut the plasterboard. Then we can begin putting the aqua boards onto here. Measure twice, cut once. Look, it's like shorthand. You know, secretaries and people do shorthand. It's Dave's shorthand, no pressure. I'm going to film the whole lot, Dave, so if you mess it up, everyone can see.
What do you reckon?
Nah, you won't mess it up, mate. I've got you.
So we've got flush pipe, bolt, 860 to the top.
I won't film it. Puts people off. I'd hate it. I'd hate it if someone was filming me while I'm doing it. Look, he's ran up here so I don't film him putting it in.
No, it's nearly
Look
there.
at this, look. One hit wonder you are, Bishop. Oh, look at that. This side. See? Never in doubt, mate. Never in doubt.
A little bit of trimming here.
A little bit of tweaking.
To be fair.
Is that it?
Yeah.
He's happy with that. There you
Screw
go.
in there.
So what we're going to do now, obviously, get that board on there. What I was saying to Dave is...
Take
that, look, product placement. What I've said to Dave is, where the pan's going to go here, we might offer it in and then trim round the outside so we've got a little bit of access to it. Just because I always like to... But then again, when the pan's in, we're not going to get to it anyway, unless it leaks. So...
Yeah, it's like, do we cut that there and there?
Yeah, I suppose we could go across, couldn't we? Across there to there, just to give us a little bit of... But that's the thing, and I've always said it, with concealed stuff, it can be an absolute pain because we can get that in, and there might be a tiny little drip on it, but you don't know it until there's an issue. Yeah, and there's not even a way of accessing behind because this is a solid wall. But at least those measurements were bob on.
I've got all faith in me cutting the panels now.
Now you've had a pre-go at it with the plasterboard.
I should take this out and use it as a template.
Yeah, should do.
need to do like the Salt Bay.
So Dave's worked his magic and we've got this first aqua board to go on here. But we was just having the conversation about, because obviously this board's got to be fixed onto here. Then if there is an issue, I mean, I know I'll keep going on about it, but you're preempting it. So if there is an issue, it's all got to come off again. So there's no point in even putting it on to test it, to take it off. So yeah, it is, that's the problem with concealed stuff. I'm not a massive fan. I mean, it should be all right, but what can you do? You can only do what you can do. So we're going to get some CT1, some power grab bond on here, and then get this panel on, and then we'll cut the other panel and get that on, and then we can look at getting the pan in. So Dave's getting some CT1 power grab and bond on the back wall, spreading it all the way down so it's covering the back of where the panel's going. Now, what some people do, they put a bead of silicone down the middle of the panel to stop any water getting in. Because this isn't a wet area, it's just on the back of where the toilet's going, it's not a problem, we don't need to do that. So Dave gets it in, spreads it about, and then what we've got is his suckers on there just to push it to the right a little bit and lock it right in. There we go, board's on. Good job, Dave. See, never in doubt. So we've got that there, we've got the flush plate ready to go on there. So first of all, we've got to get the pan in, and hopefully, touch wood, Dave.
Fingers crossed, touch wood.
Touch wood.
Touch wood.
He's not going to have a problem.
Because them boards
yeah, because they're power grab and bonded on, they ain't coming off. So we've got, well, it's got to work, simple as that. Right, we've got the pan ready to go on. Flush cone. What you have with these, the Vitra ones, is a little ridge here to stop the cone pushing further back. So if we pop that on like so, and then we're going to lift the pan up onto there, push it back. It should, because we're not any further off than what was originally tiled on here, they should all still line up. And then we've got the bolts here to go on the side of there. So we should be okay. So we're going to lift the pan up and then onto its original mounting points, and then it should just slide into position. That's it.
Done. Job's a good one.
There's not a lot more that we can do, and then we've got that one there. Good job, Dave's here. As he drops the washer.
So you need 3 Allens, don't you?
Oh mate, you need. There we go. There you go. How can it not go on and then you just press it against it and it goes straight on? I just said to Dave, I don't want to test it. I don't want to test it, mate. I've put, let's just dry that off, and I'll put a bit of blue roll underneath, so when it does leak. Why am I being so negative? Right, let's turn the water on. That's all we can do. And what I'm going to do is open that up and just let the water through as it's filling. And Dave's under there checking. So that's just going to run through, Dave, at the minute as it's filling up. If it leaks,
Scream.
scream. So I'm just holding the valve open and running the water through. Does it seem alright?
Can't see anything at the minute.
To be fair, where the actual valves are, they're set back into the pan about here. So if anything is going to leak, it's going to come out at this point on the bottom of the pan. So we'll do a little bit of a flush, but then we're going to leave it now to fill up. We can do a complete flush on it. Good, Dave. All good.
Need a UNILITE to see.
This is the worst bit, right? This is the bit that people don't see. You know, when you put stuff like this in, when you've got an open pan and cistern and that, you can sort that out, and that's a pain in its own right when that plays up. But when they're like this, you're just constantly in doubt that it's going to work. You should have faith. You should have faith in your own work.
It's not your work sometimes.
Yeah, you're right there. Dave just said it's not your work, it's the product. That's my get out. Cheers, Dave. That has nearly filled that cistern. I think it's a 9 litre flush on this cistern, so.
That's a lot of water to mop up when it
Shut
leaks.
up. Yeah, you got me guessing now. Yeah, yeah, it is, isn't it? Can you see under there, Dave? I don't yet. There we go. Right, let's send it. Full send. That would be lashing out by now, I think. To be completely honest, I think we're good. I'm going to spend about 10 minutes here. I'm going to get Tom, get the kettle on, while we tidy up and make sure that is all right. I'm going to make sure. I just make sure that is spot on. Seems to be. Dave. We spoke too soon, look. We've got a tiny weep. The thing is though, you don't know if it's from the flush or from the saw pipe, the pan connector at the back. So, got the wet vac, let's suck the water out of it, get it off, have a look and see if it's anything obvious, but could be anything. Feels pretty solid pulling it off. Oh no, okay, right. So if you look on the top, and then again that could have just come out now. Look on the top of the pan connector, there's a bit of water. But has it been running down? I don't think it has, because it looks fairly dry. Alright, let's have a look. I think we've got it, and then the customer sticks his head in. Tom's here to check we're doing it right. And then when Tom come up, we had a bit of a leak.
Is it sorted?
Sorted, mate.
Real World Plumbing.
He knows.
Mate, Real World Plumbing. I'm a subscriber.
So, I think we've got it. We've put the old blue roll underneath it, as always. Give it a good few flushes now. And I think we're good to go. What I didn't film it because I was beginning to lose my head with it. Took the pan out, reversed the flush pipe, reversed the pan connector on the back, turned it 180 degrees, remade the flush cone into the back of it, and it seems all right. So we'll give it another couple of flushes just to make sure it's all right and to impress him.
Real World Plumbing.
And then we can get this tidied up, put a little bead of silicone around the outside, get this finished off for today, and then tomorrow we're back doing a towel rail swap and up there, new shower head. And then, after 18 months, you can have your bathroom back on.
18 months?
Is it 18 months? Is it?
Mate, I don't even want to say this on camera.
Go on.
What, since you came out?
Since we took this out.
Right, that was January the 4th, 3 years ago.
No! Was it?
In January, yeah.
So Tom's basically been living like a bungalow, downstairs for the toilet. Yeah. But like I said at the start, you've been really busy. Obviously, if people know Tom from the podcast,
he's too busy on YouTube for me now.
I'm too busy for him. He's too busy with me. But you've had the Euros, the podcasts, and everything.
Yeah.
So sometimes stuff just gets in the way, and everything's busy. And luckily, it's not been too much of a problem. But now Tom's had it in the ear. Got to get it sorted.
Got to get it sorted. Too.
So we've had it a flush. Blue rolls nice and dry, so we can tick this one off. So we're back, day 2 on this job, and I'm pleased to say Tom's been testing it all night, as you do, and the toilet is good as gold. So that's a bit of a weight off my mind. I thought that whenever you do concealed stuff, you're always that little bit concerned that there could be an issue with it. But we can tick that off, that's all done. So what we've got today is to swap out this tower out, because as you can see it's going a bit, and they want a chrome one, not a white one. So we've got that to do. We've also got the shower head to swap out. That's nice and straightforward. So what we'll do first of all is get the valve's turned off onto this towel rail. Luckily, I've got a 600 wide chrome one to replace it with, so with a bit of luck, all we're going to do is shut them off, drain it down, whip this off and get the new one on. So with the valves off, all we're going to do is just crack that, and because we've got these two valves off and the vent is closed, it's going to hold the water inside. You know, like when you put a straw into a cup, put your thumb over the end and lift it up, it holds the water within the straw. Same principle here, so we can get the nut undone. There might be a little bit of water, but there won't be a great deal. And then we can open the air vent and just slowly drop the water out into my bucket. I have got my aqua vac just in case any issues, but let's get this drained out, get the caps off, and then we can get it off the wall. So if we just push the side of that valve, we'll be able to drain out the water that's in it. Right, that's the towel rail completely drained now. Here's a little tip for you though. If you're doing these union valves and instead of just hanging off them for ages, put your grips like that, pop the rubber end on and the rubber end on the bottom of the towel rail like that, and then you can just lift that end up and it will just pull the valve off the union and allow the water to get out. Just makes life a little bit easier. Same that side. So yeah. Little tip for you. Right, let's get the brackets off this and then we can lift this up and tip it up to the side, let any of the water out into the bucket there, and then flip it over straight away and we can get it out. Hopefully the fixings for the new one are going to be literally in the same position as this one, so with a bit of luck we can take them off and put the new one on without having many holes in the walls. I think the top may not be because of the way the bars are spread out, but hopefully the bottom should be okay. But let's get this off the wall. So with the original towel rail off now, we've got the new chrome one here. I've made the valves into the bottom, so what I should be able to do, so I'll pop the camera there, is sit this towel rail onto the existing valves because they're both 600 wide. Perfect. And with a bit of luck, maybe I think they're going to be ever so slightly off. So what I'll do is mark the brackets through the actual bars. I can just poke my pencil through, mark it there, and then the same for the top. It's ever so slightly short of this one, so at least Tom can get up there and fill them holes when they have it decorated, but it's going to throw out just as much heat anyway. So yeah, we'll get this marked up. I'll probably go, let's just lean that there, I'll probably go here, and then they can get in and fill them holes, and then ones at the top which come this little pack here. So here's a little bit of advice when you're doing towel rails. I see it so often where people put these fixings about here and here. How are you going to get your towel, you know, a long width towel tucked down the back there if your fittings are here and here? And there's also a rad, I haven't seen one for ages, there's a towel rail where they have the two fixings at the top and then they have one random one in the middle. And a lot of people put it sort of here. So when you are putting fixings on a towel rail, put them as far to the side as you can. So with that fixed on now, we're just going to get these tightened up, make the air vent and the plug into the top, make sure it's all tightened in, put the grub screws in the bottom of here, I've done the top ones, and then we can get it filled up and tested. So with that towel rail done, it leaves us now just to finish off and replace this. I mean, look at the limescale on it. Where we are over in Leamington in the Midlands, the limescale in the water around here is horrific. So this is just gonna unscrew off, fairly easily. Just off the top there. Like so. A little bit of water in it. It's got a covering on the top to stop the reflection, because when we put the new one on, it is going to reflect a little bit off that light, but it is what it is. So it's a slightly bigger one as well. Yeah, it's got the washer and it's got a little filter gauze in there. So I'll get this on there. I mean, look, that's going to sit there. It's going to reflect a little bit of light, but it's going to be a lot better. So I'm going to get this on. It's a little bit, see if I can do it one-handed. Is that going on? Yeah. There you go, one-handed. And it just spins on, and then I'll just tweak it up there with a pair of adjustables. There we go. Job done. A lot better. So the head's done. The towel rail's done, and the toilet is back up and working. Got some FC1 and some BT1 now. I'm just going to seal around the outside of the panelling, seal along the floor, and then it's job done on this nice little job. Just a little refresh in this bathroom. It looks so much better. As always, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, drop me a comment, and I'll catch you on the next one.